Morality itself is not objective in any way that we can identify. We cannot take any fact and make an objective moral conclusion. As the old saying goes, you can't get an ought from an is. However, what we can do is identify an objective standard of morality based on the premise that we want to build a moral framework. In other words, while the option of rejecting morality altogether and adopting an ethos of moral relativism or might makes right remains an equally valid option, if we want morality at all, then there exists only one concept that provides us an objective and universal standard of morality. That concept is self-ownership, and the objective morality that this concept gives us is the non-aggression principle, otherwise known as the NAP. Self-ownership is the concept that everyone has right over only their own self. You own yourself, your body, your consciousness, your words, and your actions, both in the sense of having right over them and in the sense of being responsible for them. If you have right over only your own self, then it is objectively immoral for you to aggress against another or violate their self-ownership in any way. This moral principle, the non-aggression principle, is not a pacifist principle, as it does allow for the use of force to protect self-ownership. So force used to defend yourself or to defend others is permitted, but initiating force against peaceful people is strictly prohibited. There is also subjective morality and personal ideals that can come from the basic concept of self-ownership, but the only objective standard of morality that comes from this concept is the morality of the non-aggression principle. This principle objectively identifies when the use of force is justified and when it is a violation of self-ownership, which means that it provides us with an objective standard for defining crime. From here, the only logical conclusion is to establish the non-aggression principle as the law, as it is quite literally the only standard of law that can be justifiably enforced on everyone. The NAP cannot be established as law through a ruling authority, like a ruling government, because ruling people is a violation of this principle, which means that governments would be illegal under such a law. So it would be a contradiction to even attempt to establish this principle as law through a ruling authority. The only way to establish the non-aggression principle as the law without contradiction is to establish it as the terms of a universal peace agreement. So rather than any ruling authority claiming the right to make and enforce laws, we simply recognise the basic right of self-ownership through a peace treaty that sets the terms of peace for all people, terms that apply to everyone equally. So if we want to be consistent, we have two options regarding morality. We can reject it or we can accept it. If we accept morality, then the only moral framework that is objective and consistent is one built on the concept of self-ownership. Morality without self-ownership cannot exist as a consistent concept. Once we accept morality, we must accept self-ownership. Once we accept self-ownership, then we must accept the non-aggression principle as self-evident. Once we accept the non-aggression principle as a universal standard of morality that objectively defines crime, then we must accept it as the only justifiably enforceable standard of law. Once we accept this, then the only logical option is to establish this principle as the law through a universal peace agreement. The Nations of Sanity presents the only logical course of action for a society that wishes to embrace, rather than reject, morality.